And hello again, everybody, with head coach David Dean. Mitch Gray with the West Georgia Wolves. David Dean, post-game report. Wish we had better news from the trip to the Delta, Coach. A 17-7 loss to a good football team.
Yeah, they were a good football team. We didn't play very well. We made a lot of mistakes. Did not do a good job with some protection things, and didn't run the ball as well as we wanted to. And to give them credit, they held the ball against us. They did a very good job of short passing game and controlling the clock and keeping our offense off the field. And I think they somewhere in the range of 32 third downs, and I think most of them were 1, 2, or 3 yards to get a first down. So it was a frustrating day, but really proud of our kids in the way that they finished the game. We held them on a goal line there at the end and blocked a field goal. Yeah. And that gave us an opportunity to at least go back down and try and put some points on the board at the end.
Coach, they had the long drive early for a field goal, but after that it seemed through the rest of the half, for the most part, we clamped down on them pretty good defensively.
We did. We were kind of a bend but don't break defense. We gave them some yards, but when they got down in the red zone, we played really good football. And, to their credit, they did what they had to do to win the football game. They caused us some confusion on the defensive side, and they controlled the clock offensively, and it caused for us to have some confusion and some frustration.
The one big play they had late in the half that set up their touchdown was a huge one, wasn't it?
It was, I kind of kicked myself there. If we had punted, maybe they don't drive down and score that touchdown there at the end, but we were at the 35-yard line. We were only going to give up probably 10 or 15 yards if the ball went into the end zone. So I felt like it was a time that we could go out and maybe get a first down, at least cut some yardage down. And our defense was playing really, really well at that time. And they hit some big plays on us and got down and scored there right before the half.
Well, Coach, let's kind of turn it around a little bit. The good things we did. What are the positives you take out of this? The things that are things you can build on, starting with Albany State and moving on the rest of the schedule.
Well, our kickoff return team was much improved. We had a great return there at the half, and we had some great blocking. We had very good returns on that. So that's a positive. We improved on that. We still got some things that we need to clean up with our punt team and our punt return team. Defensively, we took a lot of snaps. We played 92 snaps, and you played 92 snaps against an offense like that and only give up 17 points. That says a lot, and we just did not execute very well offensively. We never could get the run game going. I remember one time after they tried their field goal, and they botched the snap, and we tackled them. We go out, and we have 3 straight busts on the offensive side of the ball, and you're just not going to win that way. That was a time for us to gather momentum, switch the game around at that point, and we go out and we don't execute. And we have 3 straight busts. We go 3 and out and give the ball right back to them.
We did have a couple of pull-your-hair-out moments in the red zone there yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had second down and goal at the 2, and we have an illegal procedure call, and then we move the ball back to the 7. We have a wide-open receiver, and to not to fault Willie, but Willie happened to be looking in the wrong direction, and if he looks back to the right, we've got a touchdown to Danico Carter. But that's the way football goes. He's going through his proper reads. Danico just came open, and he happened to be looking on the wrong side, and then we come back and throw the ball there into the end zone, and he just doesn't lay it in the back of the end zone, and they make a great play. They make the interception. And, it's a different ball game at that time if we can stick that one in the end zone. There were so many times, if you go back and watch the film, there's so many plays that we just left out on the field, and that's what's the frustrating part. We can't do that, especially against a very good football team on the road.
There are a lot of teachable things that you're going to have with players watch the film and start preparation for the Albany State ball game. I would think some positives to build on and some teachable things that can get corrected in practice this week.
Well, there's no question. I think a lot of times you learn more from a loss, and it shouldn't be that way. You should learn more every single week. And, I think maybe we got a little complacent. We got into a point where we thought we were better than we were. And, I told our guys, Delta State, this is their Super Bowl. You're going to get their very best, and I don't think we took that to heart. And I think that they found out now that we do have a bullseye on our chest, and we're going to get the best out of everybody. And they dealt us, proved that yesterday. They outplayed us. There's no question about it. You can't go back and say, well, if we'd have done this, they outplayed us. We did leave some points on the board, but we will learn from this. I think we were humbled a little bit when it was all said and done, and challenged them in the locker room. We can either put this behind us, learn from it, and move on, and continue to grow as a team, or we can let this filter and let it drag our season down. So, be interesting to see how we respond this week.
Interesting thing about yesterday's ball game, and you don't see it a lot with good Division II teams, except good defensive teams stop it. We did not really have any explosive plays. 24 yards was our longest. 24 yards was their longest yesterday.
Well, they were very methodical in what they did offensively, and like I said, they had a lot of third downs and a lot of third down conversions, but they were 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and inches, and that they were just getting 3 or 4 yards a pop. And I think our big plays, we did a very, very poor job on third down conversions on our side of the ball, and I think that was a big difference in the game. But what we did was we got a lot of yards on first down. We had great drives, and unfortunately, our best drives are when we were backed up. We never got good drives when we had good field position. And if you can convert those good drives when we have good field position and put points on the board, it's a totally different ballgame.
From an offensive play caller standpoint, 2nd and 5 is a lot different than 2nd and 12.
Well, there's no question. And, we didn't kill ourselves with penalties in the game. It was just, they were doing a very good job of stuffing us at the line. I think they were a little more physical than we were, and that's kind of hard for me to say because I thought we were a good physical football team. But they took the fight to us yesterday and were more physical than us, and that's something that we got to turn around and do a better job of.
Coach, you got high-character kids, high-character coaches on this football program here, and it's time to get back to work. You can't feel sorry for yourself with Albany State coming up.
Oh, no, we're not feeling sorry for ourselves. Mitch, fortunately for me, I've been around a lot of good football teams, and I've never had an opportunity to go undefeated in a season and won a lot of championships not going undefeated. So we got to learn from this. You go back and you look at Clemson last year. Clemson lost to, I think, Boston College. They ended up winning a national championship. All of our goals are still in front of us. We can still win the Gulf South Conference. We can still win a national championship. We can still win our state if we beat Albany and beat Valdosta and Shorter. And those were all 3 goals that we had at the beginning of the season. They're all sitting right there in front of us. There's a lot of football left. And, I think we'll learn from it, and I think we'll get better. We got, like you said, we got good kids on there, and they're hurting right now. But as we get into getting ready for Albany State, a very good Albany State football team, I think we'll turn around and we'll get better.
Coach, you've coached against some really good Albany State teams through the years, and they raised some eyebrows early this season. They're bringing a good team into Carrollton.
They really are. They opened up the first 2 games of the season. They beat Valdosta State, which was a perennial playoff team. They beat Tuskegee, which is a perennial playoff team. They slipped up today and lost to North Greenville, but it was a close football game. I think that they will come in here ready to play. They'll be hurting like us, wanting to get back on the winning track, knowing that you got to win at this point now when you got 1 loss if you want to get into the playoffs. So they're going to feel like us, that our backs are a little bit against the wall, not totally against the wall, but are a little bit against the wall. And they're very good, very well coached. We've watched a little bit of them on film, just breaking it down early on, and they do some very good things on defense and offensively, and have a lot of good skilled kids out there on the field.
I know the Delta State game is 88 degrees officially at kickoff, and on that rug it was hot. We'd have players go out 2, 3, 4 plays and we'd see them come back. How's the injury situation? I know it's early in the week, but how does that look?
Well, we'll take a look at it, tomorrow when they have an opportunity to go into treatment. A lot of them were just minor little bang-up things. I think they'll be fine, from a standpoint of physicality. It was a physical football game, so that's why you see a lot of those things happening. The 88 degrees, the turf was brand new, and it was very, very soft. It was like playing on sand, and I think that contributed a lot on their side and our side to the cramps that we had in the game. But everybody that we had that had a small cramp ended up going back in the ball game. So I think we're pretty good. We'll have to take a look at it tomorrow when we get back in and join back up as a team and find out where we are from a health standpoint.
Coach, let's get back to work and defend our turf here Saturday with the Golden Rams.
We certainly will, and homecoming crowd. So we're looking forward to a great football game and a very good football team coming in. We need to get back on the winning track.
I want to thank everybody for joining us this week with our post-game report with head coach David Dean. West Georgia Wolves, Albany State Golden Rams will kick at 2 Saturday afternoon, homecoming on Rayland Field. We'd love to see you here. And for Coach David Dean, Mitch Gray saying thanks for joining us, and good day, everybody.